Hi, today in our subject business organization management, we discuss, we learn about partnership deed. We learn about partnership deed. So, what is a partnership deed? If two or more partners are coming together and for doing the business, they are coming forward voluntarily to come to do a joint business. So, for their safety, they have to write down the conditions of partnership, rules and regulations to be followed by each and every partner, by the partnership firm, to the society, and so on. So, what are the norms? What are the rules? What are the conditions to be followed by each and every partner? These conditions, rules, norms in, are called partnership deed, contents of partnership deed. They have to write down as per their convenient. There is no hard and fast rule what item, what point is to be included in the partnership deed. Whatever they want, whatever they feel useful for writing in the deed, they can write. Here are some guidelines, contents of partnership deed. What should be written in the partnership deed? First one is name of the partnership firm. All the partners sit together and decide what should be the name of the business organization, name of the partnership firm, name of the partnership business. So, it should be as per the contents of the Indian Names and Emblems Act. Names and Emblems Act. The name of the partnership firm should not be similar to other partnership firm name. It should not be misleading. It should not be misguiding. It should not be confusing. And it should be very clear stating the name of the business partnership firm. Second one is address. Address of the where is the partnership firm situated. Where is the location of the partnership firm? As per the address, in which area, which village, which mandal, which district, which state, and so on. So, this is address is needed for some legal purpose also. Type of business of the partnership firm. Type of the business of the partnership firm. What type of business the partnership is going to do? So all the partnership firms should do the legal business only. Illegal business should not be done. So in that way they have to write down the business, type of business, what business they are going to do. Because when they write a particular business, this norm or this condition should not be breached by any partner. So sometimes partners may have separate business similar to the partnership business. So what type of business they are doing, what type of business the partnership firm is intended to do should be written in this column. Names and address and professions of partners. Names and address and profession of partners. Now, what is the name, age, address, profession of partners? Because the name, the address, the profession. What is the profession? Profession shows that what the partner is aware of. Address means is there any need? If the need arises, to approach a particular partner, it should be address should be clearly mentioned, name and address. Profit and loss ratio, as per law, if it is not mentioned in the partnership deed, all partners are equally rightful. All should share equal profit and loss if the ratio is not mentioned in the partnership deed. So, with a broader view, long term orientation, the profit and loss ratio should be written form in the partnership deed. Next one, capital. How much should be the total capital of the partnership firm? How much should be the total capital to bring by the each partner? There is no strict condition regarding the partner should bring capital. Partner must bring capital. Some partners may not bring capital, but by virtue of his charm, by virtue of his popularity, he may be joined as a business partner. So, what is the capital to be provided by each partner should be written in the written form. Next, maximum time of business. Is there any lock period? The maximum time which should be by this time the business should be completed and closed. Such business should are doing as contract business. If the contract work is completed, the partnership business also completes. So, is there any maximum time for partnership? You have to write down. Next, active partners who are working in the partnership business, who are working in the business of the partnership. Is there any person or persons working? All can work, some can work, or one can work. So, in this way, which partner is working, which partner is not working in the partnership business. So, one has to write down beforehand only, well in advance, they have to be informed who is the active partner, who are the active partners, who are working in the partner, who are not working in the partner. It should be mentioned clearly. Next, salary to active partners. Whoever partner is working in the organization, they should be paid salary. What is the amount of salary? Loans from partners and rate of interest. What should be the what amount can be taken from the partner, and rate of interest. What rate of interest should be paid to the loan taken from the partners. Admission of new partner. If in future any new partner is being admitted, what are the norms and the rules and regulations to be followed while admission of a partner? Maybe goodwill calculation, maybe stock valuation, and so on. So, the admission of a new partner should also be procedure of admission of a new partner should also be written in the partnership deed. Goodwill valuation. So, after establishing the partnership business and after some years, if it is earning a good profit, it should be revalued its goodwill, because the old firms have earned some goodwill also if they are successfully being run. So, what is the goodwill at the end of each year, if any, should be calculated based on their approved method. What method should be used for calculation of goodwill at a certain period. Next, registration of partnership firm. As per the Indian Contract Act, Indian Partnership Act, there is no compulsory condition for registration, but it is better, it is advised, it is useful to go for registration. Next, drawings. What amount of the drawings are allowed to partner? Is there any interest on drawings charged on each partner? So it should be clearly mentioned. Lastly, dispute between partners. If unfortunately if any dispute arises between partners, whom should they approach? To the mediator, to the advocate, or to the court of law? So it should be written clearly. These 15 points are not end. You can write as many as points, as many as conditions you want. So, as per the experience, many points can be mentioned in the partnership deed. So, deed is a clear guidelines, set of guidelines to the partnership business. Coming to next one, registration of partnership business. Registration of partnership business. There is no compulsion on the part of the partnership business. As per Indian Partnership Act 1932, registration of a partnership business is not compulsory, it's only voluntary. Registration of a partnership firm is a voluntary, but it is advisable, better to go for registration. Advisable for the benefits of the creditors, partners, society, dealers. So, since it is benefitable to all the parties related to business, it is advised to go for the registration. Now, there are some benefits of registration. First one is benefits to organization. If a partnership organization is running business and some disputes arises, it should go to the court of law if necessary. Unless it is registered, it cannot go to the court of law. So the registration is compulsory. Registration is advised. Benefits to creditors. If a firm is registered, if a partnership firm is a registered firm, creditors will believe the activities of the partnership firm for the benefit of creditors, for the faith, provide faith in the creditors, it should be registered. A registered partnership firm is having good scope for believing by the creditors, and they can provide some stock or money like loans or like that. Next, benefits to partners. Partners are also having benefits by registering as a partnership firm. Each partner should claim through court of law if any partner is doing injustice. If it is registered, then only you can go to the court of law against partnership business or against other partners or against other societies or business firms in the society or against the person. Unless the partnership firm is registered, they cannot go on others. Benefits to new entrant partners. If any newcomer, new partner is coming into the business, new partner is joining into the business, they have to once again go back and check out the situations, evaluation, what should be the new entrant share, share of capital, share in profit and loss, like that. All these factors should be observed in the point of view of registration also. Benefits to withdrawing partners. If any partner is going out of the partnership firm, if it is registered, he will get a fair share. He will get a fair share. So, these are some issues related for benefits of registration. Hence, it is advised the registration of a partnership firm is compulsory for the benefit of everyone around the registration partnership of the concerned firm. Next, coming to demerits of non-registration. Since it is not compulsory, since the registration of a partnership firm is not compulsory as per the Partnership Act, some partnership firms are not doing registration. Such non-registered partnership firms they suffer from some demerits. Demerits of non-registration. Because one partner cannot go to the court of law on others. Whatever the loss may be, but unless the registration is done, unless the partnership firm is registered, he cannot go to the court of law. Partnership cannot suit on other debtors also. Partnership cannot demand whatever the dues from the debtors unless it is registered. The partnership firm cannot ask in the court of law. Partnership cannot sue on others. It cannot go against others also, even though it is getting losses. Unless it is registered, it cannot sue any case on others. Partnership cannot sue for its dues. Whatever should be due from the society or from partners or from debtors, unless it is registered, it cannot go to court for the dues to be collected from the debtors and other partners also. With this, I conclude. Thank you one and all.